Everyone wants to have great leaders in their organization. However, the number one way to have great leaders in your organization is for you yourself being a great leader. Now, we all know that it's not easy to be a great leader, especially these days. But while we are not all born natural leaders, I do truly believe that leaders can be made, can be trained, can be developed. And so in today's show, we're going to be covering the second six actions of an effective leader. And this is a continuation of our last show where we cover the first six actions of a leader. And here at the American Franchise Academy, we focus on what those actions are. And the reason is because how you describe a leader could be done in many different ways. And the reality is that leaders must change and adapt as the years and generations come and go because things change. And so, how you define a great leader might be slightly different depending on when you're asking. And so, what we do here at the Academy is we focus on what are the actions of those great leaders, because the actions are principles that don't really change, no matter the time, no matter the person, no matter the generation. And so, on the last show, we shared the first six. And so, let me give you a little summary of what those six are. But I'm still going to put a link here or over there on so that you can watch that whole session. But let me just quickly review those six actions of a leader. The first one, number one, we said it was to be respectful. So no matter the situation, no matter who you're talking to, a great leader is always respectful. Number two, consistent. That means that you're going to treat everybody the same way. Fair, consistent, following policies and procedures, and not having favorites. Number three, fair. That means that whatever you apply to one person, you apply to everybody. Again, no favorites. Number four, open. If you talk about having open their policy and being open to get feedback, are you really? A great leader is always open to receive that feedback with humility and respect. Number five, complimentary. When you see something that's being done right, you always say it. You recognize the people. You are always rewarding people for when they are doing great things. And you are more proactive of looking for things that are going well than the things that are not going well. And number six is caring. If you see somebody that needs something, if you see somebody that's in distress, you actually inquire, you actually, engage. And if you're able to do something about it, you do. And if you're not, then at least you empathize with that team member, employee, and fellow coworker. Those are the first six characteristics of a great leader. So today we're going to cover the second six, which will complete our 12 characteristics, or actually, should I say, the 12 actions of a leader. This is what great leaders actually do. So last week we actually had a fabulous 3-day masterclass. And one of the things we talked about is the importance of being a great leader and developing great leaders. And one of the comments was, what about if you're not a great leader? And again, like I mentioned earlier, I do believe that leaders can be made, leaders can be developed. And my suggestion is that you look at these 12 actions and proactively and consciously exercise these 12 actions every day in your interactions with your people. And through that practice, you will become a great leader. All right. So let's go through the seventh action of a great leader, and that is to be inclusive. That means that these great leaders will actually go out of the way to really notice and be aware if anyone is being left out. And if that is the case, to do something about it. The reality is that a lot of the times, those people that are more outgoing and sociable are the ones that are going to get more noticed. And the ones that are quiet and introspect and, and shy may be the ones that are not going to be noticed, and they are going to be left out. And sometimes those quiet types are the ones that have the most and the better answers. So a great leader is actually inclusive, and they are proactively looking for ways and noticing when people are being left out. That takes us to the action of a leader number 8, which is provide direction. A great leader is always giving the people clear direction on what their responsibilities are, what are the expectations, because the last thing that a great leader allows to happen is to have unfulfilled expectations because direction was not provided. Most people want to do a great job. They really want to do well, but if they don't know what well looks like, they might spend time and effort doing things that is not what the leader is expecting. And so if you want to be a great leader, it is very important that you create and you provide clear direction, clear guidance on what it is that you expect them to do every day on their job for them to be able to be appreciative, appreciated, and recognized for the work being done. If you don't do that, if you don't provide that clarity, don't be surprised that you're not going to get the results that you want. And the problem with that is that then you're not going to giving the positive feedback to these employees that they so badly need from you as their leader. Remember, you want to become the leader that people are looking for, and giving clear direction is important for the people to know what to do and feel satisfied with the job, and gives you the chance to then recognize them. And like I mentioned before, be complimentary on the work they do. All right. So the ninth action of a great leader is set goals. Yes, you want to provide direction on what you expect from them, mostly on the area of job and daily tasks, but that alone is not enough. Giving a goal, something to strive for, something that everybody can be working together, together towards, so that when you do get there, you achieve that, you can actually celebrate that accomplishment of the goal. The only way that you're going to have that positive energy, that excitement, and the teamwork towards getting something done is if you set goals that are achievable. Remember how we call smarter goals? Specific, measurable, achievable, related, and time bound. If you are able to provide those smart goals, that then the team is more likely to work towards them together. And especially once they accomplish those goals, you celebrate. Again, actions, action, actions, then people are going to want to continue to do that. There will be, then energy is created by that is very, very important. It is very motivating, and is one of the reasons, one of the ways that you create a great culture. So a great leader sets goals. And then action number 10, communicate. I know we all know the phrase FOMO, fear of missing out. And that is something that has really truly come forward in the last 10 years. These new generations, they want to know what's going on. They want to be involved. They want to feel like they're part of something bigger. And so it is important that a great leader, communicates what's happening, communicates any news, communicates any company information that's happening, especially anything that will affect them in a day-to-day work, short term or long term. Communication is critical for a great leader. So if you want to be a great leader, make sure that you are communicating to the team. Even when you think they may not care, trust me, they do. So communication is one of the important actions of a great leader. That brings us to action number 11, and that is to expect excellence. This is something that I noticed all too often, that for some reason, even from the moment we hire people, we already expect people to fail. We already expect and are looking forward to, them doing something wrong. And the reality is that the moment that you select someone to be part of your team, that moment is the moment that you should start expecting nothing but excellence, because you chose them. They are the ones that you selected. And so not only do you selected them, but not only should you feel and believe that they are going to be nothing but excellent, you should actually let them know, communicate this direction, this expectation of them, because if you do so, they will know that if at any point in time they disappoint, if at any point in time they don't live up to that, then you remind them that you expect them to be excellent because you know that they are excellent. People will rise up to your expectations. And if you expect people to not do a good job, guess what? you're going to get not a good job. But if you expect people to truly step up and be the best version of yourselves, and that's what you truly in your heart and in your mind expect them to be, and you communicate that to them, and when they don't and you're disappointed, you communicate the disappointment and how you know them to be truly excellent, who that person is going to be for you is something and someone that is better than they ever thought they could. But you have to truly, great leaders truly actually expect people to be nothing but excellent, not because they not because they have to, but because that is who they are. And you must believe that. That is what a great leader, that is the action of a great leader, to actually believe that people are excellent. And so that is the action of a great leader number 11, and then brings us to the action of a great leader number 12. And that is to be of service. A great leader should provide the team with a great working environment. They should be able to give them the tools, the resources, the training, the education, the knowledge that they need to be able to excel. So as a great leader, you actually provide them with that information, with those tools, so that they have every opportunity to be able to excel. I remember my early years, for actually the first 2 decades of my career in the franchise industry. I was at Domino's Pizza headquarters, Domino's Pizza Corporation. Actually, I worked in the field, international, domestic, headquarters, Michigan, everywhere. But one of the things that I learned early on, even when I was a unit manager in Dallas, Texas, I remember hearing a guidance from Tom Monahan, its original founder and owner. And he always told everybody, if you don't make them, bake them, or take them, you are there to support those that do. And that is something that stayed with me through the decades. And I truly believe that, because if you're not actively in the unit working through what's happening in the operations to deliver your brand and business systems every day, then you are there to support those that do. And even if you're a unit manager and you see your team and they're the ones delivering to your customer, delivering the product, delivering the service, and managing your business, then your job is to support them and providing them the guidance, the training, the tools that they need to be successful. And it's even more important for the district manager or franchise owner or business owner, above the units, to do that. So if you want to be a great leader, you must be of service. You must always be proactively looking for what the team needs to be able to do their job the best way possible and provide that. So whether it's tools, whether it's knowledge or training or guidance, inspiration, or even an attaboy, that's what a great leader does. So important. So those are the 12 actions of a great leader. I hope that this gives you some thought about what you should be working on. Where areas are you doing great? Where areas do you have an opportunity? And again, the 12 actions of a leader are: to be a great leader is respectful. A great leader is consistent. A great leader is fair. A great leader is open. A great leader is complimentary. A great leader is caring. A great leader is inclusive. A great leader provides direction. A great leader sets goals. A great leader communicates. A great leader expects excellence. And a great leader is of service. As you can see, none of these things are abstract things that somebody can or cannot do. It's a choice. Whether you believe that you're a great leader or not, if you do these 12 actions, you will become a great leader. There is a great absence of leadership in the world right now. And very few people are really, truly willing to step up and be the leader that people are looking for. But if you decide that this is who you're going to be for your people, the world in which you work and the world in which you live and the culture that you are developing in your organization will be completely different than most. So think about that. So I hope that this was a value for you. It made you think a couple of things about where you can improve and maybe where your employees, your team members, and your fellow leaders can improve. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, to give you knowledge, tools, and information to help you be successful in your business. So thank you for being with me today in this show. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if so, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and, of course, to our podcast so that you can keep receiving information like this week for week. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.